I will start with discretionary. Yes.
Here's the only
Um,
one we upgraded last week, Maddie. What is it about this sector that we like, that we're now moving into
Look,
bullish
it's
territory?
the potential.
Mhm.
It's the potential, right? That's what we like about it. Whereas the market was breaking last week outside of Friday, discretionary really held up with a little bit of the recent pullback in the broad market. I like discretionary solidifying itself at the top end of the channel, and honestly, it starts with where we're at right now. The volatility notwithstanding the last 2 days, you're still looking at 185. That's what you're looking at. The upgrade was due to the opportunity here. And again, when you're looking at what discretionary from last week, we talked about Amazon. Amazon hasn't broken out yet, but it also hasn't broken down. It's hugging that 50-day moving average. It's consolidating, and as Coach Frank loves to talk about, give a stock a little bit of time to it, like for traders that are like Amazon go, Amazon go, Amazon go. Well, that's fantastic. But the longer it solidifies itself, the stronger that support level builds, the better that breakout's going to be. And so, yeah, you're in that wait and see mode on Amazon, the same way you're in that wait and see zone on the actual sector itself. When you're taking a look at Tractor Supply, one thing we highlighted from last week, broke out last Thursday, established a new high at 207, showing good price appreciation on the backs of the last 2 weeks with that breakout. Wouldn't surprise me to see a little consolidation in the short term above 200 on Tractor Supply. And then as the sector tries to break out, we've talked about Tesla last week. We talked about in recent history about how Tesla has seen some weakness in recent trends, that with the ability to break and run. And yet again, Tesla breaks and cannot hold it. Well, again, you're looking at that from a sector perspective. And so with a lot of the stocks, Amazon and Tesla specifically in the discretionary space, yeah, we're all waiting on that breakout. You break out, that's the opportunity that Tesla has to break and run. That's the opportunity that Amazon has to break and run. And while those are having the opportunity to break and run, let's take a look at a couple of the stocks that are in a little better of a position. Right here is McDonald's. Broke out of the consolidation, got just blasted on the recent earnings, solidified the trend and pattern, and now you're looking at a continuation breakout against the King's Bed there, Tim. Remember the King's Bed breakout, right shoulder, King's Bed breakout. Mickey D's looks like he has an opportunity to break out here. That's interesting. You got some economic reopening situations happening in discretion I'd like to get Mark's take on. When I'm looking at some of the hotels here, Marriott, look at this trend here. Look at this trend. Look at that consistency in that trend, that downward movement in price. Just hug, hug, hug. Hug that 50, hug that 50, hug that 50, break out, come right back down, hug that 50. Well, here we are again, very similar to right here. That was a successful trade, guys. Ultimately, it came right back down, but that absolutely dinged that target at 150. We're seeing that same type of scenario here, but I actually like it even more. You're coming in off the low price right there at 130. Look at the old chop resistance over here at 130. You're reclaiming not just the 50 and the 20, you're reclaiming everything, including the 200-day here on Marriott. When you take a look at Hill and HLT, you're seeing a little bit of consolidation, and we're fighting up against a breakout today on the daily chart, but it is kissing against a breakout on the weekly chart as well. You see that right shoulder right there, 130. That looks interesting as well. And then when you take a look at some of the gamers, Mark, you have some interesting information on how much money we Americans like to gamble on the NFL, but oh man, we came in strong on NFL opening weekend.
Yeah, and I mean, since you brought it up, I'll just give you the data right now. According to initial GeoComply pinging data, estimates that sports betting volume was up 123% year over year.
So, well, that is sexy.
That's amazing.
And you know what'd be sexier? A breakout on MGM. On that data. Didn't do it, but look at that weekly chart. We got a nice little breakout 44, top end 45. Ultimately, you break 45, but I could certainly see front running going into that breakout of 44, going into 45. That's interesting as well. And so when you're looking at some of the economic reopening plays as they have been dubbed in recent history, Mark, if I had to give you one, I like them both. I like Marriott here. I like Hilton here. What do you like in the discretionary reopening areas?
Obviously, I talk about Cinemark all the time, so I won't do that. I like oil plays. We'll talk about oil
CNK,
here.
by the way, CNK confirming that breakout today.
Yeah, I like oil plays. That's the stuff I went over in my trading lab this weekend. Oil plays. I go over
We'll get
them
into energy
reopening
plays here in a
for
second.
months. I would love airlines at some point to provide a signal, but like I want exposure here, and I don't mind exposure in strength. Those hotels look very, very interesting. Now, I wouldn't mind combining two things I love in one, right? Reopening and sports betting all in one. Get a two for the price of one on MGM breakout.
That's MGM.
That's a 6-7 month long consolidation pattern. Bet MGM is a quality app that will capture a percentage of the sports betting market. It just will. Now, how big, right? DraftKings, BetMGM, all the players, they'll fight it out. See who, Penn. There's lots of players in the thing.
It seems like there's the money pool to fight, though, Chucky.
Yes. It's like saying you don't have to have it all.
It's not like I have $100 and 5 competitors for the $100. It feels like I have an unlimited pool of money and revenue for these gamers to fight for.
But the thing about it is, a side note, I wasn't going to bring it up. It was just a side note. The hotels are getting a little healthier. The resorts are getting a little healthier. Pull up VAC, not a company I follow avidly, but it's in the reopening space, reinstituted their dividend today. These are massive steps for an industry who you didn't know what the and Vacations Worldwide, they do a lot of those timeshares, those resort property type stuff. Reinstituted their dividend today. It lets you know that these hotels and this space has come a long way in the last 18 months from the pandemic to the point where not only is survivability and oh my gosh, end of the world, actually reinstituting the dividends. I think the hotels are a very interesting play here. I love MGM just because the multi-theme. I think hotels are an interesting play here.
And so while you're looking at discretionary being this very broad sector, right? And you're waiting on the big dog of them all, Amazon, and you're waiting on that, playing second fiddle, but it is Amazon. So Tesla playing that second fiddle, kind of choppy waters as it navigates the breakout. Tractor Supply was just an absolute gorgeous chart before, and it still is a gorgeous chart in my opinion. There are some plays out here while the market tries to break out and run at the top end of the discretionary area. Once again, you're looking at some of those, those hotels like Marriott, Hilton. You're looking at some of those casino plays like MGM, and you're looking at maybe a safety play in the discretionary space with the McDonald's. So that's where I got from the growth areas of the market. Technically, one downgrade, one upgrade. Technology got the downgrade with the violation of the pattern. Communication maintained its 15 ranking with the maintenance of the pattern from a trend perspective. And then discretionary got that slight upgrade, but it's a front running upgrade, no doubt about that. We have not yet broken out of discretionary. Just love the price response. Again, it's been volatile. I'm not trying to say it's not, but in terms of the actual space, let's look at the space. There's not a lot to be too concerned. Again, a lot of it starts with the 185 breakout, but there's plays to be had here.